adapt in the middle. And we are live. Welcome everyone in the umbraCoffee episode 199. We are in unusual circumstances. Callum, you have a new background, new wall behind yourself?
Yeah, not intentionally. Like half an hour ago, we were kicked out of our building due to a gas leak. So had like an emergency scramble, find somewhere that's got a decent internet connection that's sort of quiet. It was when we arrived. They've now started playing music and whatever. But yeah, here we are.
But glad you are safe and internet connection is established, so you will survive.
That's the important things. We gathered all the important belongings when we left, like phone, laptop. Yeah, we're good. Let's go.
I was going through it, half a year ago, but with some bigger damages, so I know how it is. Stay safe. Let's start from the better news then, because we've aimed to get up to 700 subscribers with our channel a couple of weeks ago, and we made it. I was surprised a lot when I was collecting some of the input to our surprise for the next week. But yeah, and then I saw 702 subscribers, and it's even more right now. It's growing. So I was going to ask a public question. What's next? What's next? Where we are aiming?
It's 200 episodes next week, isn't it? Let's aim for 800 by next week. Come on, you got us to 700. Let's get 800.
New backgrounds, new investments, new quality. it's all worth it. But yeah, let's aim wherever it's possible. Of course, it's our goal is to reach as many as you possible here with the news sets, really tailored and aimed to be quick catch up of the everything was happening. So share it across your friends, like it, subscribe. It helps for the YouTube algorithms to push us forward. And thank you in advance. Next topic is umbracoTees Day. Callum, are you wearing one?
I'm not, Marcin.
I'll
be honest.
Oh, damn.
I was not ready to leave the house
Shame.
When we got kicked out of the house. So I chucked some clothes on. More appropriate.
You still have the day ends at midnight, so you still have a time. I'm wearing a legacy orange one from the first Polish festival here in Krakow, so I wear it proudly. I will probably share some picture in the socials soon. But of course, for anyone who don't know what it is, umbracoTees Day is an informal, unplanned, usually randomly kicked off initiative amongst the Umbraco community members, where everyone can share their favorite or picked Umbraco t-shirt or other belonging, because we've recently saw some socks or hoodies being highlighted as well, and share it across the social media channels, usually Twitter, with umbracoTees hashtag to be able to easily gather them all together. And there's a lot of
so many of the UK, the 10th UK Fest t-shirts out.
Yeah.
Got a lot of those out, and I saw a few people. Maybe Al Nichols said, "Oh, I was accidentally wearing one of these anyway. I didn't even know it was today," which is cool.
Yeah, I catch myself in the same situation a couple of years back. Unintentionally, I wear Umbraco t-shirts because 80% of my wardrobe is Umbraco t-shirts. So yeah, but this is amazing as always. So if you have any t-shirt from your favorite conference, anything from Umbraco related event, just wear it, take a picture, share it with umbracoTees hashtag, and let be recognized. I saw some pretty cool new ones. Matt Braceford, for example.
This is awesome, and I need to know more about this one. Like, can I get one, or is this maybe a hint towards I know there was a swag store coming, wasn't there? Is this like a new unreleased thing, or is this something that Matt's done himself? Either way, really cool.
Yeah, so people, if you're still having a chance to join the movement and join the umbracoTees Day today, just do it and join the revolution. But there's also another initiative happening today, and Warren already left a comment here that he's living at 12 UK, because there is Umbraco Hackathon, and I was trying to pronounce this name. It's called Hacktoberton, because it will be run through 24 hours, starting at 12 UK, so in theory just after our umbraCoffee stream, and it's aimed to, of course, combine both Hacktoberfest final call and Umbraco contributions and Umbraco Umbraco general participation. And Candid Contributions team organized this hackathon back in the past via Discord. Right now, Umbraco is closer on the Discord. There are so many new cross paths there. Emma joined HQ, so it's really well combined, and everyone can participate. And I believe that there is a lot of possibilities for newcomers, people who didn't contribute at all, people who want to just dedicate some time to it, or find some additional motivation to maybe finish Hacktoberfest challenge this year. And yeah, I think
I need that. I'm just like last week and just like the week before. I'm still 2 of 4 in, and yeah, today is not going to be my day, I don't think. So this weekend is going to be a last minute.
That's my plan as well. Plus, we have a bank holiday on Monday, but Monday is already too late for the Hacktoberfest at least contribution. But still, yeah, I think it's great. It's great to share this idea. Again, links will be down below the video, and we will share them across the socials. Yeah, additional motivation is needed. We still have time. There's still weekend ahead, and we know that it's hard for most of us to combine contributions and normal work during the week. So yeah, whoever wants to join the Umbraco team and Umbraco community and hack something together in the next 24 hours, it's starting in half an hour, and everyone is welcome. So yeah, that's the kickoff of 24 hours long Hacktoberton. The next on our list is something what I already closed now. Damn it, wrong tab. It's Umbraco product update shared on October 28th with some highlights of what's happening from the Umbraco HQ perspective, upcoming releases, and some shuffles on various areas of Umbraco roadmap. And with upcoming releases, there is Umbraco UI library release coming soon on Wednesday, November 3rd.
Yeah. And I know we were tipped off about this one coming because
yes,
we like to, for certain announcements such as that, we like to plan like umbraCoffee episodes far in advance. So we will get the team on to come and talk about that. It was, I think, initially planned for today, but it might happen next or the week after. We don't know. Probably the week after. It's our birthday next week. But yeah, lots of exciting things coming in. That's of course the process that they started 18 months ago now. This idea that we have a whole separate UI component library that can be used across front-end projects, across Umbraco Cloud Portal, across the back office, and will form the basis of the kind of future of the back office as well for implementing design elements. It's really cool. It's great to see. And this is the Storybook project, right?
Yes, this is the Storybook project, really loved one by many already, and I think it's great to summarize it somehow. And as you've mentioned, Callum, we will be joined by the team behind it to highlight some of the concepts there. Maybe let us all know how to use it, how to extend it, how to utilize it across within the projects, packages, etc. But yeah, everything is here. It's already live, so someone who is more curious than others can already check it, explore what is there, and yeah, it's let's await for the final release, and we can all find out what's there. Another upcoming releases are new Umbraco forms and deployed minor versions, both aimed to be released on November 16th. And yeah,
that's for both Umbraco 8 and Umbraco 9. Yeah. There's both versions, which is cool. Good to see that they're still getting equal love, and I guess it's the same features or the same improvements, which is also nice.
Yes, transferring entire trees with Umbraco deploy, new features like page-based conditions for multi-page forms. I haven't used multi-page forms recently, but yeah, they truly deserved some more attention to, and it's glad to see it here. And yeah, send form details workflow and some improvements for the exporting functionalities. Really cool. And the next one and the big one on the list, also summarized with the great blog post written by Emma on clearing out the cobwebs and shaping up the Umbraco 8.18 release. The next big release on the list, probably also containing a lot of community pull requests made during Hacktoberfest and this amazing month.
I know that some of mine, I think I got in, maybe early September actually. they're also in this one, which is cool. So I guess this is going to have quite a lot of things in it. 8.17 was, of course, quite widely anticipated because it brought tabs back.
Yep.
And so I think that was kind of prepared and cut off a bit earlier than this. There's probably going to be quite a lot of stuff in there, which is nice. And all the UI stuff, of course, gets pulled up to 9 as well. So we'll see those benefits in 9 too.
What I like also here is like an amount of effort and also collaboration put into this release. Of course, Emma shared here how the core collaborators team gathered to work on it. Also, how's the process looking? How generally issues and functionalities are processed, merged. It's interesting to see, because especially that for me personally, because I wasn't following that many pull requests and activities on the Umbraco repository recently. And it's great to see that this process also evolved, and it's like more mature as everything in Umbraco recently, and probably and I'm more sure about it that the release will be another great milestone in the Umbraco release. Strategy.
I was going to say as well, let's not get drawn too much on numbers and stats, but even right now, during hacktoberfest, okay, there is 250 open pull requests on the core CMS, and there is 530 open issues. Now, let's bear in mind that we've just had a major version of Umbraco drop, and we've currently got kind of 2 versions, 8 and 9, in active development. That's a really impressive number. So kudos to the PR team and to Emma and Seb and everyone at HQ that works on the issue tracker, because keeping those numbers down is really impressive. And I think they've stayed around that sort of 500 issues mark and 200 pull requests probably for the past 2 years. It's not really changed. So the fact that we've kept up with that pace is truly impressive. So I bet these upcoming releases are going to be jam-packed.
Especially that we all know how hard it is to maintain projects during the Hacktoberfest, especially projects which are open for any kind of contributions, not only hardcore coding algorithms works, right? And even for so...
I was going to say, it's last year there was a big issue with spam and stuff, wasn't it? But this year they've actually managed to curb that somehow, which is great.
And 165 eligible pull requests for both Umbraco CMS and documentation. That's really high number, and it will go up, especially because of the Hacktoberfest and Hackathon starting soon, and everyone can help. And in quotes, help the team to have some more work during the next release merges. So let's contribute as much as we can, and still a couple days left for Hacktoberfest. And open source is not ending with Hacktoberfest. That's for sure.
You mean we just stop after October 31st?
Yeah, I don't know what I will do. We already have 700 subscribers, so I might just focus on YouTube. Who knows, right? But October ends and everything ends. So maybe the next ones, the packages creators who release their new versions are aiming the same. So they plan to release the new versions and just have a rest of the year until the next October free. But one package caught my attention. I didn't check it too much in details, but I'm really interested in outputting PDFs from various places. I used Puppeteer back in the days, and some Azure functions.
It's an absolute nightmare. PDF generation is not an easy thing to do. I've used iText 5 and 6. Where it was, you had to kind of manually code out the points and plot it on your page. I know, as you said, Puppeteer to kind of use headless Chrome and stuff to generate them, done that before as well. I know that Matt in Vendor has got a PDF generation, like an export thing as well. I think it's a printing actually.
Yeah, so there's many ways, and I think there's no perfect way. I remember some of the packages for, I don't know if it was V6 or Umbraco V7, where you could manually design your PDF output from some Umbraco data. It was amazing, by the way. But yeah, there are so many attempts to generating PDFs from various stuff, and here's an attempt to generate a template to PDF. So might be a combination of HTML design outputted as a PDF. But what scared me a little, it's like adding the executable to the project.
I've seen solutions before with hosted Windows services as well that you can use to do that. It's like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
How would you do that with something like Azure or like a cloud environment where you don't control?
Yeah, that's something what I wanted to discuss, right? So it must have some reasons behind this decision. It might be a console app, but maybe it's a service, maybe it's something what can be easier integrated with the application. But yeah, I'm curious, and that's why I wanted to mention it, because I think it's interesting. Plus, after some struggles with Puppeteer, I made it. And I made it completely independent, serverless processing of some data, outputted to PDF, which was downloadable file, and kicking off only on demand. So I might blog it if I will find some time, because I think we all struggle with some similar challenges, and this is one of the common ones. And it's another interesting approach shared by Ibrahim. So if anyone wants to, or maybe exploring PDF generation now, check it out. It's something new released 2 days ago here on our.
The other thing that this really highlights, and this would be a great Hacktoberfest contribution for anyone that wants to, is like proper Markdown support. Because look, Ibrahim's clearly just taken his Markdown README file and chucked it up on Hour, but it doesn't look great. So there's already Markdown.net shipped with Umbraco, so Hour's going to have that dependency already, and I'm sure we can get it to render these nicely. So someone have a look at that. That would be awesome.
it's third umbraCoffee in a row, probably, where we are focusing on some READMEs and descriptions, and there's no perfect way. If you want to have more information, you copy the README, and it doesn't look good. If you don't have information, it's even worse.
After last week's umbraCoffee 7, I had a great chat about how we could use project READMEs either on NuGet or on GitHub to power the Our Umbraco portal, so you don't have to upload your package, and how you then denote that it targets a certain version of Umbraco, for example. Loads and loads of complexity. But yeah, there's a lot of options. A lot of options.
As always. Next release is from Anders and Skybrad team. Link Picker package has a new version, new batch version for Umbraco V8. Some new change, like new label localized instead of hard-coded Danish, updated Umbraco dependency, and some new other stuff. Link Picker, if anyone is using it, there's new version, check it out. And big project, Newsletter Studio, and Marcus, who joined umbraCoffee a while ago and demoed the Newsletter Studio features here to all of you, released the RC for Umbraco V8 now, so everyone can grab it, can test it, report some issues, and I even saw recently some of the workflows discussions on Umbraco forums, some emails generated from pages, and still a lot of needs for just simple newsletter campaigns tool bundled within the same CMS application. And yeah, Newsletter Studio is exactly what it is.
Email is another thing that's an absolute nightmare, especially because people don't like coding HTML email templates. But we have an approach for transactional email, and I know I said this on umbraCoffee before, and Marcus went away and actually baked it into Newsletter Studio, which is awesome. But yeah, everyone's got different approaches, different ways of doing things, and I think we're all reinventing the wheel every time, just like with the PDFs.
Yeah, but here we could use third-party tools as most of the companies is doing. But there are some use cases, and pretty fair use cases, where you want to have it close, where you want to just have it in Umbraco, combine the data there, make some dynamic content for your emails from Umbraco data, and that's exactly where this package has its use case.
I love how editor-friendly it is. It feels very Umbraco, doesn't it? It feels like it just fits.
It looks native Umbraco, yeah. So yeah, cool. High five, you rock, Marcus, for releasing this RC, and let's await the stable release. The next update is from umbraCare team. Their dedicated media folder package released a new update with some new fancy features, which we've mentioned back in the days in umbraCoffee. So new features, new update. Everyone who wants to explore dynamic media folder creation and these functionalities can check it out as well. And some teasers about some maybe upcoming releases. Who knows? Corne shared some buzzwords about his recent work. I like how he combined so many great and hot topics in one liner. It's Umbraco 9, Blazor, Tailwind CSS, and why not make Umbraco starter kit with it?
Just add like hashtag 100 days of code or something on there, and you'll have thousands of likes. Thousands of them. Did you see Lee shared his Tailwind starter kit from Umbraco 9? So this is truly awesome. Like, the community's already all over that. I'm not a huge Tailwind fan, but it's great to see other examples, isn't it? I even saw this week, I think Lee Kelleher said he was setting up an example site for contentment, and it's turned into like a mini starter kit that he's not planning to release just yet. But again, I think everyone's building these sort of example sites somewhere, and it's cool that people are sharing them.
I was always saying that I learned the most from just exploring code bases and existing projects, and it's great to see how people's approaching various stuff in the different ways. And I was a huge anti-fan of having one general Umbraco driven starter kit, but now it's great to see 6-7 of them already exist, and they're really maintained. There are so many changes bundled with them every week, and it's great to see and great to explore how things can be done.
Talking to our team this week, Jason started talking about some really interesting features in .NET 5 that we can leverage to actually build better reusable starter kits. And a lot of the problems we've had with starter kits in the past is about extending them. And I think we've actually got a solution that works really, really nicely for that. And I believe he's going to talk a little bit about it at the upcoming Umbraco Together event. So I won't spoil it too much, but it's
first spoiler.
There's definitely some pretty cool stuff we can leverage to make a lot of the problems before this. The objections you had, Marcin, to like having a big, very static repo, not really a problem anymore. So that would be cool.
Yeah, so let's await it. But many approaches right now, and we are still able to pick our favorite ones. And for example, uSkinned, and the whole team is also working on some new version of uSkinned for Umbraco V9. And it's hard to keep the pace at the moment because many of the starter kits migrated from V7 to V8, and now we have V9, and again we will have V10 pretty soon. And it's still hard to keep everything up to date, but yeah, their release date is 18th of November. So yeah, great. And of course there is also something else mentioned here. Probably Matt teased it a little a couple days ago on Twitter about mentioning uSkinned and vendor altogether. So here it's like a confirmation that this collaboration is moving forward as well. So maybe more uSkinned templates.
I think, am I right? They've already got an integration, an e-commerce integration in uSkinned. Maybe is it not commerce or something? It's a headless e-commerce system that integrates already. And yeah, it would be a logical choice to let vendor integrate with that in some way as well.
No, who knows? Maybe soon. And Callum, you've teased us a little bit about the events, so maybe let's jump to the events discussion. And I wanted to send a big kudos to Umbraco HQ this time. HQ mentioned multiple times that we are helping them collect many useful information about Umbraco in general, but this time, what I saw from here in this blog post is just amazing. All of the highlights from past meetups happened this month, and also all the upcoming November meetups lined up, described with some details and collected all together with links to meet. It's meetup.com, right?
Perhaps we can bring Trina on board as our editor, and she can do this weekly for us. And it takes a little while to put all of the information and the links together. So,
that's true. Yeah.
It's cool that they'll be doing this once a month, though.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a lot of great meetups in October, and there is some already aligned for the November calendar. Starting with Leeds meetup and Aaron talking about hosting for Umbraco and his project called UmpHost. The next one is Belgian Umbraco user group meetup focused on migrating V9 packages and led by Dave. And last on this list is Manchester and Northwest Umbraco meetup without any particular topic yet, but of course to be announced soon. And of course there is also Umbraco Together. which you've mentioned a little bit. How's the things going? The call for proposal
Call
is
for
closing.
speakers closes on Sunday, so get your ideas in. I'd really encourage people to submit something, even if it's a lightning talk, a short 15-minute lightning talk. Share it with your local community, because we really want local speakers to come to their local events. It's think of it as a big meetup, is what we've said before, isn't it? Tickets on sale, of course, still, and I think we need a bit of a push for some of the places that aren't London. So if you're not in London and you're planning on coming, please buy a ticket. It would be, we've got 4 huge venues. It would be nice to have, some people in them. We're not expecting them to be full, and we don't want them to be full, but definitely would be good to see. And we can already announce, this isn't publicized anywhere, but hey, what the hell?
Let's go.
I know that we're going to have a keynote from Philip, obviously Umbraco CTO. That will be a keynote delivered in all 4 venues. We've got a nice technical solution that will work there. Secondly, there's going to be an HQ speaker at every single venue in person. So I know that we've got Andy Butland coming to Bristol, for example. We've got Dan Lister, who's going to do a talk in Manchester. And there's some great community submissions as well so far. And we want more. So I won't reveal those just yet whilst the CFP is still open. Just out of fairness. But there's definitely some great topics. So buy tickets, add your talks if you feel like you've got something to add. V9 experiences and journeys, or show us how to upgrade your V4 site all the way up to V9. Do something cool. It'll be a group of friendly peers. No one's going to be wishing you to fail or anything. So submit.
I shared a tweet this week because I was booking my flights to visit London next month, and I was surprised that the tickets were still alive. Whenever we first count down to the time when you open submissions, I was thinking, give it a weekend and they will be off because people were hungry.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little surprised too, but I guess it's a sign of the times at the minute, isn't it? People don't want to go to too many in-person events, but also maybe people are just slow to commit. So if you're going to come, please buy a ticket. It helps planning and stuff. But we're going to have, you're coming over from Poland. I know that a bunch of people from HQ are coming over as well to various events around the UK, and because there's a Gold Partner Summit the day before as well, and I think even a few other people from Europe and around are going to join too. So it's going to be a nice little community affair.
Nice. As usual, I would say. So let's count days till this event, and of course, as Callum said, anyone who wants to join still are welcome to join in any of the venues, the closest one to your, or maybe the most attractive for your visit. Book your tickets and secure your spot. Other things on our list, something what I wanted to really highlight today, and I call this perplexception. I don't know if you've seen this tweet from Jeffrey this week.
I did.
It looks, a combination of 2 great tools, packages, applications, of course, bundled in Umbraco again. How it can be wrong at the end, and of course, it's a personalized content box now.
All they need is a Umbraco form on steroids somewhere in there, and they've got 3 levels. Add it into a macro in the rich text editor. Go on, do it.
But still, it just proves the point that any use case can be handled if you have a really good tools talking to each other pretty well and bundled, integrated with Umbraco almost seamlessly. Because here you have a pretty native support for tools from Umbraco, extended with really nice UIs, really nice features, and integrated all together. So personalized content blocks, why not? Everything is possible. And thanks, Jeffrey, for inspiring it us all again with some pretty cool implementations and insights from your work.
I know we've discussed this before, but I'm very impressed with how they put their own flavor on the back office for all of their customers. And so your marketing suite, which of course has got its own kind of visual language there, but they apply similar styling to the rest of the back office. So I think one of his screenshots actually showed it, where the content tree had, it was in their brand colors. It had their logo at the top.
Yes,
it's a really, really nice touch. I wonder if more people can do that.
Yeah, I was always amazed by the attention to details and quality in overall when Jeffrey was showing their projects, and yeah, it looks like this attention to detail also transferred to the packages and all of their work, what is awesome, and I think we all should inspire, and I feel inspired all the time when I see their work. So that's a big high five rock for this work. Another piece of content deserving a huge high five rock is this blog post from Niels. His thoughts and tips on moving to Umbraco 9 from Umbraco V8. A lot of useful tips and findings gathered all together in this amazing blog post. It's even hard to describe.
Niels is doing amazing work. We'd love to get him on umbraCoffee, but I think he's in Washington, so the time difference is probably. I mean, he can get up at.
We can make it. Yeah,
it's fine. Make it. But he's doing great work. Of course, I think he started off kind of in and around Umbraco, but in recent years he's done a lot more with .NET Core, and his blog is a fantastic resource. Go check it out. But it's nice to see it coming full circle and him doing more with .NET 5 and Umbraco 9 now.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if this is something what can be linked somewhere in the documentation, but this documentation of tips, highlights, shortcuts, findings about migration is growing, and I definitely put this one to the bookmarks because it's a great set of insights and great work shared by Niels here. And we can get back an Adolphe appreciation time back because there is a new blog post from Dennis this week about about unit testing without a fixture to generate the test case data. And so further exploration of unit testing done with Umbraco. I saw there was a lot of discussions on the GitHub issues between gurus of unit testing in Umbraco community, Lars Erik, now Dennis, and people who are interested on how to include the test cases or general testing in their projects. And I think it's always helpful to find many eyes and many help from people like Dennis and Lars Erik, and yeah, it's great. Blog.
Did you see his tweet? He tweeted a GIF like handing the crown over. He's saying, "I'm taking the crown off Lars as the unit testing thing." I had a good chat with Lars earlier in the week actually, and he's always been quite critical of how testable Umbraco was, but he showed me an example where he's effectively got full tests on content cache and everything working, and he's really happy with how testing looks in Umbraco 9, and from what I've seen it looks great too, including, and I'm going to throw this out there, and the people that know what I'm talking about can maybe comment on it. There is effectively a Fluent API in the Umbraco unit testing layer, a Fluent API that you can use to, in memory, create content types and entities so you can then test them. Why do we not have that in core? There's like an actual feature as well. It's in the unit testing project and in the dependency you can install, but it's not elsewhere. I'd love to be able to do that. To be able to programmatically create content types.
Yeah, I think it reminded me the fluidity package and the way how we were building custom views for data coming from different sources, and yeah, it is something really needed, and the challenge with it was always on being able to do it efficiently enough, because there was a lot of code first approaches to Umbraco before, and even when I started my journey with Umbraco 4, there was some U-side builder, was it called, or something like that.
Let's not talk too much about that one. There's fully code first. I'm not a huge fan of, because sometimes it can get. We've been doing an EF project recently, and it's a little bit sticky sometimes, but there's certain bits where I can see it be really valuable, such as in package migrations. I want to create a content type. Why do I have to use the service and kind of do it all very verbosely? Why can't I just have a really nice chained expression? I think it's easier to read, easier to understand.
Yeah, and of course, again, this API, Fluent API, however we'll name it, will just hide all of this complexity which needs to be done to make it done, but it will make it easier. So why not to make life easier for?
We don't need a full. I'm not asking HQ to make a full Fluent API for all of Umbraco, because Matt did that. But I think having something, especially when it already kind of exists, would be really cool. And I suppose you could probably add this unit testing dependency and use the Fluent API and then pass the resulting object off to the content service to actually, create everything you need. But still, support it in core. It would be lovely.
Yeah. Let's see if it's possible, if it will bring some more attention. A lot of people, like Carl, for example, dreams about code, not only code first, but generally code-driven construction of some Umbraco concepts. It would be really useful.
And it's the kind of way that Netcore is going as well now. We've discussed this before with pipelines and stuff.
Use Umbraco, create news.
We've got Chad. Hey Chad, models builder for iContent. Yeah, 100%. Like a way of having those definitions. Another one that I've got, which is I've got a prototype of it for my search extensions plugin, is to be able to do strongly typed examine queries. So you could say like a Fluent API for examine, where you can say field and pass in like an expression to get you the models builder field, and it will know how to search it all. Like all of that, just little bits of sugar that make it way nicer to work with.
Models builder, everything. I think we've been also doing a prototype for data types because we wanted to have image crops strongly typed, and it worked. There is some work done, and awaiting some time to be moved outside of the basement. But yeah, that's really something what probably will excite a lot.
Same thing in reverse. I've got code first image croppers for Umbraco 8 that I need to revisit. But yeah.
A lot of exciting projects here to be released, to be discussed, but let's aim to get some discussions kicked off, and I think all of the events, all of the new opportunities to be able to discuss them will result in some work being shared sooner or later. Final stuff on the agenda was about the webinar, so another piece of knowledge shared from Umbraco perspective this time, and Commerce Tools, what is a great headless e-commerce provider, now easier to integrate with Umbraco, shared their knowledge about how to build e-commerce with the headless approach on top of it. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw the information that the webinars are now public on the Umbraco HQ YouTube, so everyone can catch up. It doesn't need to be a live participation. And if you or anyone is interested in commerce tools or generally headless e-commerce integrations with Umbraco, just go and check it out. The link, same as any other links, will be down below our video today. And that's all from our list for today, Callum. Again, a long list. If we missed anything, sorry. Let us know. Please submit your ideas, your work, and your findings to us wherever it's possible. We're on Slack, on Twitter, on YouTube, on email. Everywhere, literally. So find us out and let us know if you have anything interesting to be shared. And of course, the next week marks our 200th episode of umbraCoffee.
What are we going to do after 200, Marcin? Do we just retire? Do we?
Yeah, probably.
The same thing after 100 and 150 as well. It's just another number now, isn't it?
Exactly, and to be honest, for us, it should be at least to make it round number 248 or something like that. Just to make it count. Still,
it would be really funny to end last umbraCoffee episode on like a really awkward number that's just going to annoy people for the rest of the time.
1 gigabyte to 1024. Yeah, maybe, who knows? But yeah, the numbers will grow. We'll be there as usual on every Friday. Just make sure that we have things to share. So do a great work, share your work, and be recognized. And as usual, join us every Friday to catch up on Umbraco news, and hopefully see you all next week in our episode 200. Nice. So thank you. Have a good day. My camera didn't freeze, so progress is here. Have a good day. Stay safe, Callum, and see you next week, everyone.